So my original map out for my day was up in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Was I was going to ride the Mariners Trail, which is 6.2 miles. It's say 6 miles. And then once I finished that trail up, I should have had enough battery to move on to my next one, the next trail that I had planned for that day, which is the Devil's River Trail. It goes between Denmark and Francis Creek, and it's about 16 miles long. Put it like that. So 32-mile round trip, and then the 6 miles for the Mariners Trail. I should have been good on my battery, but I wasn't thinking. So I usually plan my trips pretty tight. I'm still over 200 pounds, so that bike has to work harder than some 190-pound person like I see in other reviews. But I can get about 38 miles full charge out of that battery for that bike that I'm riding right there. I didn't realize that I did this until I went back and watched the video, because I was wondering, man, I should have had one cell left by the time I got back to Denmark. Well, it didn't turn out that way. This is where I screwed up. In the video I just went ahead and came up here because I saw the directions for this Raleigh Point Trail, and that was almost 6 miles there. But I had to come back, so that's 12 miles that I added on, or 6 more miles that I added on that I was not planning for. The one way that was in my safety area, but coming back, the other 6 miles coming back is what nailed me. And then out there on that out on the Devil's River Trail, man, I ran out of battery, and with just under 6 more miles to go to reach my truck. So I took that battery all the way down. Then I went back and I figured up 38 miles on the button is what I got out of that battery. So that's what I had figured on good straightaways. Hills, I get a lot less. If I'm on a good straightaway path, I can get about 38 miles. So that's my round trip margin, and I usually knock that off enough to where I have a safety margin of 5 to 10 miles. Oops, big oops. But I did learn a couple more things. It's Be Cool bikes, and I don't know about any other bikes, but the one I'm riding, the Be Cool Adventurer, man, you got to do something about how hard that thing is to pedal when you run out of battery. Somebody who's in really good shape or whatever might be able to pedal that thing 6 miles, but it wasn't happening for this guy. And so yeah, I was kind of stuck. And I mentioned before, if it wasn't for the kindness of strangers, I would have been in a lot of trouble. I would have had to call my wife. So anyways, little tip: when you're mapping these trails out, don't do like I did. Don't deviate from it. I was thinking in that one trail, okay, I got that margin, but I wasn't considering coming back from that trail. And I paid for it. Let me tell you, it took me 3 days to recover from that, trying to pedal that bike the couple of miles that I did under its own power. I don't know what can be done about that, but that's a little something that R&D can look into. But as for people out there, especially people such as myself, disabled, older, plan your trips and don't deviate, because you get stuck out there, it's bad.